Hari Om. Gently close your eyes. Your fingers interlaced and placed in front. Back, neck and head erect. Your breathing is normal. Next, attend to your mind. If any thoughts come in, gently dismiss them. We will chant the mantra Om, followed by the invocatory prayer. Sahana vavatu, sahanau bhunaktu, sahaviryam karavavahai, tejasvinavaditamastu bhavit vishavahai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. We will chant 10 shlokas from the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 5, verses 1 to 10, please. Arjuna uvacha sanyasam karmanam Krishna punaryogam cha samsasi yat shreya etayorekam tanme bruhi sunishchitam. Shri Bhagavan uvacha Sanyasa karma yogascha nishreyasakara ubhau tayostu karma sanyasat karma yogo vishishyate nyeyasa nitya sanyasi yo nadveshti na kankshati nirdvandvo hi mahabaho sukham bandhat pramuchyate sankhya yoga pratak balaha pravadanti na panditaha ekamapyastita samyag ubhayor vindate phalam yat sankhya prapyate sthanam tadyogairapi gamyate ekam sankyam cha yogam cha yah pashyati sa pashyati Sanyasastu mahabaho dukkhamaptumayogataha yogayukto munir brahma nachirena-dhigacchate yogayukto vishuddhatma vijitatma jitendriyaha sarvabhutatma bhutatma kurvannapi na lipyate naiva kinchit karomiti yukto manyeta tattvavet pashyan shrinvan sprashan jigran ashnan gachan swapan shvasan pralapan visrijan grinnan unmishan nimishannapi indriyanindriyartheshu vartanta iti dharayan brahmanyadhaya karmani sangam tyaktva karoti yaha lipyatena sapapena padmapatramivambhasa. Concept of yajna. In the previous session, we concluded by saying one of the role of intellect is initiative versus incentive. Meaning, when a person has developed one's thinking faculty, meaning every human being has that faculty to think, but the question is whether we are applying, using the thinking faculty, intellect or not. So when a person has started thinking and applying in every sphere of activity, then the concept arises whether should I work for individual sustenance, whether I should be egoistic and function only for myself, my family, or loka sangraha. Loka sangraha means, loka means world, sangraha means welfare of people. Then the concept of initiative is introduced. So when a person has developed intellect, applying that intellect in one's field of interest, then a person pitches up a higher ideal which is beyond one's ego and egocentric desires. The mind becomes unselfish. So two things are happening here. One is intellect pitches up a purpose in life, and second, number two is the mind is rendered unselfish. So when the head and the heart are functioning in coordination, then the hands, the legs function for the welfare of people. You no longer are selfish. You are not a commodity where you can use this commodity for selfish ends. You belong to the nation. You belong to humanity. So this concept of initiative arises only when a person pitches up a higher ideal which is beyond the ego and egocentric desires. Greater the purpose, greater the initiative to work. This principle holds good. You would have seen this in history. time immemorial, right from for a long time. If you see all those people, those who have attained glory, excellence, all of them have pitched up an ideal, leaving aside their ego and egocentric desires. And whatever name, fame, power, position, status, wealth they have received in return, because they are functioning for a higher purpose, they did not aggrandize it, they did not take it, they sacrificed it. So, when a concept of initiative is there, then a person is working in one direction. There may be a lot of trouble, there may be a lot of challenges, but a person finds a way. So we say, where there is a will, there is a way. So a person finds the way and then maneuvers all these challenges and single-pointedly focus on the ideal to be attained. And he does not achieve his purpose single-handedly, all by oneself. The moment we step out of our small house, human beings are there. That is the reason why we are talking about Loka Sangraha, welfare of people. The moment you become the national commodity, then you are working for welfare of people. Automatically, there will be clash of ideas, ideologies, principles. You may work for one principle, the others, though they are following you, there are people, those who will purposely pull you down, those will pose a lot of challenges for you. So you need to find a way and fulfill the promises, fulfill the people's promises, their wishes. Hence, when a person is working for a larger cause, a person automatically has to leave aside one's ego and egocentric desires, superiority complex. A person need not stoop down to the lowest level, but at times a person has to bend down. Not for the sake of selfish ends. That is very important here. At times a person has to break rules and regulations, again not for selfish ends. So when that concept of Loka Sangraha is ingrained in the mind, the person is all the time thinking about the higher purpose. So when I'm talking about breaking rules and regulations, you are driving on the road. If you are driving in those countries where you have to drive on the left-hand side, suddenly you find a vehicle coming, in the opposite direction. You may have to break the rules and move to the other side of the road, allow the person to pass, and you don't continue driving in that same lane. You again come back. Obviously you have broken the rules, but to safeguard yourself again does not mean for selfish ends here. So you should get the spirit behind this example. And this is what Swami Parsarthi, my guru, talks about being, using one's head, at the same time using the aggression. Aggression here is not physical aggression here. So he coins two words, passive and aggressive. So he classifies human beings, into two types. Those who perform action propelled by the mind, they are passive. People, those who perform their action propelled by the intellect, he terms them as aggressive. So, passive person and aggressive person. And aggressive are those who use their head, thinking. Even in that, he classifies two categories there: aggressive bad and aggressive good. Aggressive bad are those who use their thinking for selfish reasons. They plan, they scheme, they maneuver, they break rules and regulations, customs and traditions, but only for selfish purpose. Whereas the aggressive good are those who use their intellect, the head, plan, maneuver, scheme, break rules and regulations, customs and traditions, not for selfish purpose, but for the sake of loka sangraha, welfare of people. And that is the difference here. Because a person is selfish, the aggressively bad person goes through a lot of mental agitations. And on the other hand, because of unselfishness, since the person is working for loka sangraha, there is no superiority complex, there is no egotism, there is no egoism, and there is no selfishness. Therefore, the aggressive good person is peaceful. And this is where the concept of initiative, is to be discussed here. And you will not find people, those who have initiative from within, in large numbers. You will find maybe one in community, one in society, few people in the nation, in the country, etc. Because most of us are selfish. Most of us, vast majority of us, we think about ourselves and perhaps a little larger circle or family. And for the sake of family, a person can sacrifice to an extent possible. But beyond family, a person is not able to think. And that's how the circle enlarges. So there will be a dot at the center, and that dot is you, me, everybody, individual. And bigger circle is slightly bigger circle is the family, immediate family, then the extended family, then the next bigger circle is the society, next bigger circle is the community, then the bigger circle is the nation, and bigger than that is the humanity, and still bigger than that is the entire universe. We have to find out where we are, in which circle we belong to. Therefore, the concept of yajna, you will find, has been introduced by sage Vyasa in the Bhagavad Gita, which is the central portion of the masterpiece of the Mahabharata. And this concept of yajna is introduced by Vyasa in the chapter 4 of the Bhagavad Gita. And there you will find 12 yajnas. Yajna, sacrifices. But whereas here I am terming them as the initiative to work. Greater the purpose, greater the initiative to work. And in the previous session we connected between initiative versus incentive, and that was one of the role of intellect is to pitch up a higher purpose. So the intellect pitches up a higher purpose, and the mind is unselfish. Therefore, the head and the heart are in outstanding coordination, and the hand and the legs follow suit. So that person does not need any incentive to work. The person may face many challenges, because the moment you function for loka sangraha, there may be many following, fan following. Fan following here means you're working for people. So there will be a lot of followers, but definitely there will be people, those who dislike your idea, because they want to come up in life. So they will purposely pose many challenges. So here is a person who is thinking, scheming, planning, not for selfish reason, to face these challenges and attain whatever the purpose has been, fixed, whatever objective a person has. So to bring in this concept of yajna here, why is it Vyasa has introduced this concept when Lord Krishna and Arjuna, the archer, one of the Pandavas, they are there in middle of the battlefield? Does it suggest that concept of yajna means the moment we hear the word yajna, then immediately the thought association is fire worship? Is Vyasa recommending fire worship in between the battlefield? The two armies are assembled, have been assembled on either side, and Krishna and Arjuna in their chariot, they are in between the two armies. And is Vyasa suggesting to invoke fire there, perform the ritual and then start the battle? That fire worship has already been done when they are in the forest, in exile. Then what is this yajna concept introduced in chapter 4 of the Bhagavad Gita? It's a food for thought. We have to think. Concept of worship means, be it Hinduism or Christianity or Islam, any religion for that matter, concept of worship means when we are in the puja room, the place of worship, the temple or a church or a mosque, only then the thought association is I am worshipping. Is it possible to convert every action, the extroverted action, introverted action, into worship? Then what does the slogan "work is worship" mean? Therefore, we have to think here that when Krishna uses this concept of yajna and educating Arjuna in the battlefield, obviously, he is not referring to fire worship. In this context, we have to bring in the concept of fire worship. From birth till death, in Hindu faith, there is ritual after ritual. Naming ceremony, Upanayanam ceremony, thread ceremony, then marriage, 60th birthday, 80th birthday, death ceremony. Everything is associated with worship. And when there is worship, there is obviously the fire worship. You would have seen this in temples also, especially where I have seen. I'm sure you all would have seen. You would have watched where there is no rain, drought, severe drought, or less rainfall, then the priests perform, propitiating the rain god, Varuna Yajna. Whether there is rain after this ritual, we are discussing about that. We are not condemning any ritual also here. We are discussing the concept, why this concept was introduced. So you see that there is a small square trough made of red bricks with the cow dung flakes. It is placed in the center, in between the trough, and then small twigs are placed, dry twigs are placed, small piece of camphor is put, and then with the help of a matchstick you light fire, and then you light that fire inside the trough, and they pour ghee. Rituals of chanting of prayers are done. Priests are sitting all around the trough here. People from all walks of life, the elite, the mediocre, the poor, everybody. Today you will find barricades are put. If you are a life member, then you are seated close to the trough. Not inside the trough, outside. If you are paying, membership fee, lesser amount, then you are seated little away. And if you did not bring anything, then you are seated in the last. Demarcation is done. But those days it was not like that. Everybody, whether you are a rich person or a poor person, whether you brought anything to that place of worship or not, it's not a criterion. Everybody come. And as the priests are chanting their prayers, you would have seen people offering, ghee, people offering, sometimes clothes, vastram, puffed rice or cooked rice. Everything is offered into that fire. And that it is offered means, we have already used that word in a couple of sessions back, ahuti, offering. And as they offer, the fire that shoots up. It's not the fire is put off. It shoots up. And when generally you will find, the ritual is performed closer to the temple or within the, temple premises. And when the ritual is over, ashes or prasad is distributed to each and every participant. Again, the rich or the mediocre or the poor, everybody get their share. Go to the nearby, sanctum sanctorum. Then the priest makes use of the camphor, lights it, and the arati is performed with that fire, and the ritual is complete. They all go home. Is this what Vyasa is suggesting through Krishna to Arjuna in the battlefield? Think about it. How this concept can be explained? The fire trough symbolizes a field of activity. any organization. Let me discuss, a business community. So the field of, organization, in that field of organization, many people, the founder, then chief executive officer, chief financial officer, the top management, the middle management, then the other staff members, so many people are there. Different departments are there. People coming from all walks of life come into that field of activity, and the muttering of chanting of prayers here, each and every one performing their action, pouring their efforts, their resources, pulling their thoughts and ideas, and offer their action, thought, word and deed into that trough is equivalent to for the sake of the higher purpose, the cause of the organization. Right from the chairman, the founder, till the receptionist or the office boy, everybody, each and everyone, including the drivers, or you may have a garden there, some gardener is working there, maybe as a part-time or full-time, whatever it may be. Everybody pool in their resources and offer their services for the cause of the organization. And this is what people coming from all walks of life, the rich, the poor, the media, everybody, offering, clarified butter or clothes or food or whatever into that trough. And the fire shooting up is when each and every one functioning with that unselfishness, and when they pour their efforts towards the cause of the organization, the fire shooting up, the profit of the organization shoots up. Right from the founder till the last person, instead of aggrandizing the profits, they equally share. And this is what that prasad, in return, everybody get it. The form of ashes, in the form of some food or something, when they return home. Or, you do many community services. Whatever profits that you have got through this type of action here, for when people have poured in their efforts, profit is there, and you, instead of taking it for yourself, you again invest that profit for the loka sangraha, for the welfare of people. This concept is beautiful, can be explained when any individual or the family or the society, community, nation is facing any danger. When during World War II, when Japan, Hiroshima and Nagasaki was devastated, the entire nation here is nothing but people, each and every one, instead of thinking selfishly about themselves, they pulled in their resources and built a nation. 1945 to 2015, in span of 60-70 years, where is Japan? So you will find wherever there is a challenge, people leave aside their selfish interest, ego, superiority complex. Everybody, come together. The togetherness comes in. That doesn't mean we create panic and then we create trouble and then wait for people to come and join together. That is not the thing here. That is why, it is very difficult to find a family united, a society or the community, because by nature, most of us, we are selfish. You have to be of different mold, a different DNA, in order to be unselfish, in order to be working for a cause. And that's why you'll find in one organization, you will not find 10 founders, 10 or 20 CEOs. The top management is always, lean, is small, and it's like a pyramid, at the top. It is pointed, and as you go down, you'll find the number increasing. Thinking type of persons are less. Those who are taking instructions from others and those who are functioning at the level of the mind, they are more. So, to sum up here, the concept of yajna, and this is what the initiative is. Greater the purpose, greater the initiative to work. So sacrifice here, yajna means sacrifice. It is not just fire worship. It is a revolutionized concept. This principle can be applied by individuals, students, sports personalities, actors, actresses, politicians, business houses. Whoever applies this concept of yajna, they will attain success, excellence. So, the trough, equivalent to the field of activity, people coming from all walks of life, the elite, the poor, there is no discrimination, demarcation, all seated together, and then pour in their efforts, and pour their efforts into that field of activity, that organization for the cause, and the profit of the organization shoots up, and whatever profit proceeds they get, it's equally shared. Such an environment will be productive because you are thinking and then functioning using your intellect, and such an environment will be peaceful because nobody is taking more or anybody is taking less. Automatically the thought comes in that the other person has taken more and my share is less, and there is unnecessarily a lot of tension there, a lot of competition there. And this is what the concept of yajna is. So sacrifice here means when a person is functioning for a larger cause, when the family or society or the community or the nation is functioning for a larger cause, automatically name, fame, power, position, status, they come, you sacrifice it. You don't aggrandize it, you don't court it. Again, reinvest it. You don't cash in. At every stage when you raise up, there will be, these kind of challenges. You keep increasing your stake. At any stage, if you fall a prey, then you stay put at that level. You get attached to that level. No, take it. No, leave me. This is what Christ beautifully put it. Get thee behind me, Satan. I will have nothing from thy hands. So this is what the concept of yajna is. So let us pray to that Almighty that each and every one in this universe function for the higher purpose by leaving aside ego and egocentric desires. Let the concept of yajna flourish. Hari Om. We'll discuss again in the next session. We'll take up some other topic.